everybody, this is Giraffe Dragon here bringing you another episode of Sonic Heroes. Last time we took care of the first act
Eggman escaped into the city.
Well, really more like the first area.
Let's find Eggman and show him the real power of teamwork.
I don't know what it is, but whenever Sonic clenched his fist like that, as a kid, I always thought of it as, for whatever reason, him looking at his nails. I don't know why.
Just standing on it carries me forward.
Yeah, so that's basically the super big gimmick of this area. Are these blue platforms that speed you up and basically make your already fast platforming even faster. Something that I haven't mentioned yet is that you swap between your three formations with the X and Y button, as you can see in the upper right hand corner. Let's see here. And those guys are fine. Here we go. Sweet. Haha.
Here we go. Ready anytime. Whoa.
Anyways, I was just sort of staying silent there for a little bit to sort of give this time a little area to sort of sink in with its theme. Now, this is the introduction of the Lightspeed Dash, which you do by pressing B near your trail of rings. I am always very worried whenever it's near a bottomless pit, because it doesn't always work as it's supposed to. And whatever you do, don't let go of the B button, because I don't know if the letting go of the B button, like, you know, forces you to plummet like a blue spiky-haired rock. But I don't think I want to find out. Now, this is an enemy with a concrete shield. Those take the longest to destroy, along with another shield later. However, you can just get rid of it. However, it's one of those times where I would actually suggest trying to, what is it that I'm thinking? Crap. I just had a conversation with Meta about this. Good lord. Oh! Oh! I actually got kind of lucky there. And the thing is that most of the times when you see a trail of rings that aren't required or mandatory, they're designed to sort of help give you a little shortcut. In fact, there's actually you know what, never mind. I'm gonna save that for a later video for a different team. Because it's just really cool stuff like that. In fact, most of your really good speedrun tricks are going to be done by utilizing it. Also, when you grind on a rail, don't mash the B button. Instead, hold it down. You'll build up more speed that way. And the reason why I'm not having to use the blue tornado attack, which is by jumping in the air and then pressing B, the reason I don't have to do that on those poles is because by the time that I've gotten, because Sonic's at level 3, so when he does the homing attack in general, any enemies that he doesn't outright kill on contact, he will end up sort of hurling into the air. And it automatically helps you sort of like stick to the pole. So that's actually really helpful. So let's see what our score was. Most of the time when you want to make a good record with these really early levels, sub 5 minutes is really a good speed. Having a good ring bonus also really helps too, though. I've actually had times where, because of the fact that I never died, and I ended up getting and I kept my power, and I kept my boosts going and the like. I got there really fast, and even if I have like a really subpar amount of rings, I ended up clearing the stage with an A still.
Yeah. Woohoo! Whoa, my head's spinning.
What a wild ride.
This is the power plant, one of my favorite areas in the game. In fact, with a particular team, it's probably my second or first favorite stage. Now, this is also sort of introducing a thing where you have to defeat enemies in order to progress forward. It happened a little bit in the previous stage, but it's far more prominent here. We also have an introduction to a new Robopon as sort of enemy. Those fire lightning at the ground, and the best way that I found to deal with them is by shooting them with the tails, or your flight character, and then smacking them in the head with your power character. That's how you take care of them the fastest, I found. Also, a quick thing to note. Those metal cages, only power characters can take care of those. Just at level 2, Tails is already able to destroy most enemies in one hit. Because without that boost, he couldn't really do anything, and with just one boost, he couldn't really do that much at all. By the way, if you want to force yourself to do quick ascent really quickly, if you want to force quick ascent to activate super quickly, you mash the A button. Though in my opinion, because if you're trying to reach a stupidly high area, I would suggest trying to wait until you at least reach the peak of your normal jump. It's probably going to die on impact, isn't it? I remember in one of my previous attempts at this level, I ended up doing pretty badly because I messed up on these rails here. Also, if you want to get a sort of a quick burst of speed when you're stalling in the air a little bit, do a homing attack. Do the homing attack maneuver when you're close to the ground. You'll basically sort of like rush toward the ground. I did everything but actually hit them. And I still won that encounter. That's because your partners actually do homing attack behind you. So that can actually be a little dangerous if you try to rush things. That's why if you want to do it really safely, that way if you want to do it really safely, sort of wait for him to reach the peak of his little flip after he does a homing attack. Level up! Come up here.
Better not touch those fireballs.
Oh!
Let's go!
Here we go.
That was actually a waste of a team blast, I just realized. Dadgummit. Oh, and good news. If you do end up using the tornado move and there's no enemies around when you do it, when he does it, he just does the blue tornado attack. So at least you don't have to worry about accidentally flinging yourself the wrong way. A common complaint that I have heard people have about this game is the fact that you tend to just sort of stop and go a whole lot. Well, I can certainly see as to why some people see that as a problem. I don't mind it, and in fact, I see it as a challenge to find a way to basically try to get your powers quick enough and know the level design well enough to know where you get access to those powers, so that you prevent it from slowing down. That way you can show people your game files, and they're really impressed by how little damage you took. That was stupid. Also, a good way how to manage to build up your team blast is that doing any attack, doing anything such as, like, you know, picking up rings, doing an attack or anything, that will end up building up your meter regardless. And at this and with level 3, Tails Thunderbolts move so quickly, so fast, so powerful that they are nigh unstoppable. Now, whatever you do, don't actually try to fling yourself off the edge, because you probably will end up falling to your death. Come on. Yeah, that's the last one, so right over here. I love trying to build up so much. In fact, the Rocket Excel is probably my second favorite move on the Speed Formation characters. It's probably my second favorite, especially with, like, Team Sonic and Team Dark. Go ahead and pick that key up. By the way, there's lava rubber bands too. If you thought, like, you know, Mario Kart rubber banding was stupid, oh boy, you haven't seen anything yet. Oh, that was close. Honestly, at this point, you might as well just use your Team Blast, because it's not going to make much of a difference. Because you might as well just sort of save a little bit of time by what is it I'm thinking? Because when you do your super like that, it always stops the clock. It's kind of like using your ultimate in Skullgirls. Using, like, your ultimate move in Skullgirls.
Yes!
So, let's see how we did. Because I'm actually kind of curious. Not surprised by the rankings. 6 minutes, sub 7 actually. Not bad. What's the ranking?
That was
Nice.
tight.
It's kind of a shame that I messed up that one level because I didn't use Knuckles as much. Outside of just doing a shift rock. Yeah, that's totally what he's saying. He's not saying a swear word at all. All banter and such aside, special stage Act 2 Emerald Chase. Yeah, those things are thrown at you real quick. I suggest waiting until you have an opportunity. Nope. Gotta build that speed up again. In fact, oh. Come on. Oh, okay. I actually decided to play it kind of smart there because it kind of goes in sections of bombs and the like, and then, like, you know, power, and then just straight up power stuff. I'm actually getting pretty good at this. In fact, if I happen to get all 7 of the Chaos Emeralds,
Gotcha,
Emeralds
my
are.
darling Sonic.
Amy, what are you doing here?
Sonic, this time there's no way out of burying me.
Yandere alert. Or, yeah, probably Yandere. Ugh. This is it. Okay, here we go.
Sonic, give up. This time.
This is the absolute worst.
Amy, knock it off. There's no time to play.
Ah, crap.
Are you playing with that girl again, Sonic?
Level up.
Okay, there's a sort of rock, paper, scissors element that's at play here. Power formation is weak against flying. Flying is weak to speed. Speed is weak to power. It's However, that really doesn't matter in these AI controlled fights, because the best strategy that I have found is
Marriage?
the best strategy that I found is to just spam your tornado attack. That's honestly what I suggest trying to do. That I had a little bit of time to sort of play with, and I figured that I'd go ahead and show off an interesting mechanic. Something interesting is because you have a normal mission, and then you have A missions, and you have B missions. B missions are the same thing, are the same things done with very team oriented. For example, all of Team Sonic's are get to the goal room within a certain time frame. With at least around half of these or so, you'll be able to meet the requirement with little to no difficulty. But with others, I will go in more into depth with that later.
When you lose a life, you restart from the last checkpoint you touched. The leader's level increases too. Here we go! There they are! Leave them to me, Sonic.
By the way, the maneuver that Sonic used to sort of fly on the wall, that's called the triangle jump. I completely forgot as to what it was actually supposed to be called.
Got it.
Now with Team Sonic, their requirement isn't that interesting until when you get into the bigger levels. Like the levels that would probably take you maybe around 15 minutes or something, maybe longer depending on your play style. And they're really interesting. Team Chaotix is very unique because the gimmick with Team Chaotix actually... No, I don't want... No, screw it. I'm going to spoil a little bit. With Team Chaotix, they have very specialized missions. It could be anything, such as find a certain amount of this particular item that is spread throughout the area. Don't worry, they'll give you more than what is technically required, in case you happen to find some offbeat ones. So that's kind of cool. But I found that with Team Chaotix, it tends to be just either feel more of the requirement that we had to do in the level, or do it within a time limit, or with a very special sort of gimmick that I will go into later when I eventually cover Team Chaotix, which is rather sad because Team Chaotix is probably my favorite team. But more on them later. As to my favorite member, with Team Sonic, they're probably middle of the road. They're not my favorite team, but at the same time, they also have a lot of strong suits. For example, Knuckles is my favorite power character in terms of his usability, because his shift rock attack, his two standard jabs, that's actually it's relatively fast paced, as it can be shown off here.
Okay.
Looks like we can use that handle to go off the vertical tunnel.
Whoa!
I'm always a little scared at that part because it always looks like as if I'm going to barely make it, and I think there has been occasions before where I have failed to make that jump due to something that felt out of my control, and I was punished for that. With Sonic, he's a pretty middle of the road speed character. Cause I guess he technically ties for first in my opinion. Actually, no, he ties for second.
Yeah. Go.
And as for Tails, in my opinion, he actually kind of ranks among... He probably ranks last. And that's because I find his voice to be a little bit more annoying than other characters. Not to mention the fact that his ability when he's by himself isn't that useful. And I managed to do it sub 5 minutes.
That was tight.
And whenever you do a mission from the actual challenge select screen, you're sent to the very beginning on the first level of Team Sonic. I don't particularly understand why, but that sort of gives you an idea. By the way, there are 21 stages in all for the standard campaigns, but there is also a last story. I should probably just go ahead and mention that now.
Select a stage and team you wish to play.
And Omo Chow is as annoyingly irritating as ever. Now, this thing up in the upper right-hand corner, I'm not going to be able to show that off because that is what we call the super hard mode, where you play through all the stages as Team Sonic, but it's even tougher than Team Dark, which is considered to be the standard hard mode. And the way how you unlock it is because, well, it requires you to get A rank on each and every stage, not to mention an A rank on every B mission as well. And as you saw here, like I didn't do perfectly here. And it's like, if I'm having to do the same thing, not to mention with some of these later levels, like, I found that I've ended up with rank E's before. Anyways, guys, let's see here, let me take a look around, see if there's anything else. 2-player mode, I probably won't be showing that off except for maybe in a collaboration video. Yeah, that'll be it for tonight, folks. Next time we will take care of the third area, which is the casino zone. Really killer tracks, but really meh sort of levels because of pinball mechanics. I will see you all then.